Hi, everybody. This is Maya Zahira with PsychicProtectionSanctuary.com. And in today's mini lesson, I'm going to share with you some shocking information about energy cords. But first, let's start with the basics. Most people already know what an energy cord is, but let's start with square one to make sure everybody knows what we're talking about. An energy cord is literally an aspect of energy that's shaped like a cord or a thread or even as large as a hose. They come in all different sizes and sometimes different colors. Sometimes they're white. Sometimes I've seen black ones, clear. Sometimes they're cloaked by black magic. But however they present, it is a connection between one person and another. And so it's like, it's a way that one person is hooked into another person. Now, there are beneficial energy cords. A beneficial energy cord would be like a healthy relationship between a mother and their child or their adult child. So if the relationship is healthy, there might be a beneficial energy cord from their heart, the mother's heart chakra, or the father's heart chakra, or the caretaker's heart chakra to the child. Okay, and so it's a giving of love and support energy. And so that's a good thing. So we don't want to be removing every single energy cord. There are actually some that are beneficial. So that's like the basics. Also, another aspect of energy cords that's pretty well known has to do with non-beneficial, harmful energy cords where someone either intentionally or unknowingly has an energy cord attached from themselves to another person. A lot of times people have no idea they're doing it, but whether they are intentionally doing it through manipulation of energy or uses of black magic, or they're completely unaware and they're doing it unconsciously through their behaviors and their emotions and their interactions. Either way, the energy cord that's attached to the other person, by the way, it can be attached to the original person anywhere, and it can be attached to the recipient anywhere. An example would be someone, here's one that I see quite often, is someone has their root chakra. So the person who's hooking in an energy cord, they have an energy cord going from their root chakra to someone else's root chakra. So they're trying to ground through the other person because the original person is really ungrounded, or they might be hooked into their heart chakra, from their heart chakra to the other person's heart chakra. But it's not always the same chakra. It could be heart chakra to root chakra, or I've seen people where they had an energy cord from their crown chakra hooked into the other person's root chakra. So they were like spiritually trying to ground and feel like safe and grounded through the other person's energy instead of actually grounding and anchoring through their own energy field. Again, a lot of times this is done unconsciously. And the other thing that's very commonly known is the aspect of energy vampirism, where someone will knowingly or unknowingly be sucking life force energy through the energy cord. So they might have an energy cord connected to their romantic partner or a child, young or adult, or anybody. It could be between any two people. So they have their energy cord attached to that other person and they're just sucking the life out of them. Have you ever had a relationship with someone where every time you had a phone call, so it doesn't have to be in person, every time you have a phone call or an interaction or you see them in person, you just feel so tired afterwards. So a lot of people have heard of that. This is probably nothing new to some of you. So it's about the one person acting in the role as energy vampire and sucking life force energy from the other person. Again, a lot of times it's done unconsciously. The person doesn't realize they're doing it, but there are people who are purposely sucking life force energy. I've worked with more than one client where they would, this is going to sound freaky, but they would go to a healing practitioner who was secretly a dark practitioner, not working from a benevolent place. And they would hook an energy cord into their client, and then they would have a continuous stream of life force energy that they would obtain through that client. And then the client would be like, oh, ever since I started going to see Dr. So-and-so or practitioner so-and-so, I'm just so tired. I'm actually doing worse. And that could be one reason why. Obviously, not all practitioners do that, but there are enough that do it that I literally wrote a whole book about dark practitioners. It's the dark side of I have to look at my book. I've written 4 books now. I got to keep all of the titles straight. The dark side of spiritual healers, teachers, and light workers. Abusive, predatory, and supernatural behaviors behind the facade of love and light. So that's my 3rd book. And then now let's talk about the shocking aspect of energy cords. If that wasn't already shocking for you, because like I said, a lot of people already know that part that I just shared. Here's what really shocked me. In 2016, I went through a variety of situations, which I talk about in my first book, Darkness Disguised as Light. And one of the things that I discovered through a personal encounter with someone, this was shown to me, it happened to me, and I also received psychic downloads about what was happening, and I was like, wow, I didn't realize that energy cords could be used in that way. And since then, I've seen it over and over and over again, especially used in this way by dark practitioners trying to manipulate their clients, but in other ways too, with romantic partners and etc. So here's the shocking fact about energy cords. So we've already talked about how an energy cord can be attached from one person to another. So we're talking non-beneficial energy cord. And we've talked about how energy can be sucked through like a straw. Life force energy can be sucked through. So the targeted person can be losing life force energy. But the thing that shocked me was I was shown, and I literally experienced this, where energy can be sent through the energy cord, through the energy cord to you. So, and it's not beneficial. We're not talking about beneficial energy. We're not talking about beneficial energy cords where someone is sending you love and support. We're talking about when someone is sending, let me look at my notes, make sure I have the right words. Okay, so the perpetrator can send energies controlling thoughts, controlling feelings. So they want to control how you feel. Usually it's they want to control how you feel about them. They want you to fall in love with them. They want you to be obsessed with them. They want you to have sex with them. So they're going to send thoughts, feelings, sexual urges, etc. But if their purpose isn't to manipulate you into a sexual relationship, the purpose could be to just oppress you. I shouldn't say just, but to oppress you. So what I mean by this is they can send negative thoughts, a stream of negative feelings and negative thoughts. So you're constantly caught in these like negative thought loops, streams of negative thought loops. It could be feeling not good enough, or worries, anxiety, etc. And so if you've ever entered into a relationship with someone, a healer, some other professional relationship, personal relationship, romantic relationship, And all of a sudden, you're just overcome with negative thoughts, stream of negative thoughts, or all of a sudden you feel obsessed with that person and you're like, and this is what happened to me. I'm a person who's very self-aware. I know what my feelings are. And I'm also very like intentional and grounded about what I do in my life. And so I had an encounter with someone where they did energy work on me. I was laying on my stomach on a massage table, and they placed an energy cord right in my sacrum, attached from their genital region to my lower back to my sacrum. And of course, in the moment, all I knew was I felt them touch me. I thought they were doing energy work. And I received a vision later that explained what happened. But after that session, I suddenly was like, wow, I used to only think of this person as a friend. I've known them for a couple years, and now all of a sudden I can't stop thinking about this person, and I'm having all these urges and all these feelings and all these thoughts. And that was a huge lesson for me. I'm really lucky that I was shown through a psychic vision what this person had done and what was happening. And even after I removed it and I gave that person a talking to, I was like, not very happy. I was like, don't do that again. And you're acting like a spiritual sexual predator. Do you realize that? And the person was in total denial. Oh, no, no. I'm like, no, I know what I saw. I know exactly what happened. And I'm not going to let anybody tell me that I don't know what's what. Because then I was seeing him doing it with other people. Okay. But even after that, he tried to hook an energy cord into me again. And I talk about this in my book, Darkness Disguised as Light. This is just like one little section of a much larger story. But it was a big learning experience for me. And now nobody's going to hook cords into me. But just so you know, did you know that someone can hook an energy cord into you and feed you either a stream of negative thoughts and feelings, anxiety, suffering, or sexual urges, thoughts, and feelings, to be obsessed with them so that you will initiate having a sexual relationship with them, and that is their intention. It's really the misuse of energy. It's a highly I'm trying to think of the right word. Unethical. It's a highly unethical use of energy. So anybody who knows how to work with energy, who has studied energy work, energy healing, or magic, or any of the occult practices, who knows how to manipulate energy, would know how to place an energy cord. Even if they don't have physical contact with them, they can do it at a long distance. So be aware that these are the different ways that negative energy cords can operate. Be as self-aware as you can be. Being conscious of your own thoughts. What are your own thoughts? What are your feelings? And when it's a red flag when all of a sudden your feelings or your thoughts are much different than usual, that's a red flag. So it could be an indication of a negative energy cord. It could be an indication that there's an entity present. It could be an indication that someone has performed some type of negative spell work, black magic against you. Or it could be some other mundane reason. You're having a hormonal fluctuation. That happens to all of us, men and women, all genders. Everybody has fluctuations in their body chemicals. So be so self-aware that you know what are your own ups and downs and what could be a red flag for something that's foreign, that does not belong in your energy field. Okay, so there's a whole section on energy cords in Darkness Disguised as Light. That's my first book. You can find all of my books on Amazon. I've got 4 books now at this point. It's what I'm trying to think of the month. It's August 2025. So if you're watching this later in the future, there might be more books. But for now, you can get all of my books in Kindle, paperback, and also Audible. So thanks so much for watching, and I would love for you to leave a comment wherever you're watching this. Have you had any situations where you knew or you suspected that there were energy cords from another person? And were you able to remove them? And feel free to share some of your story in the comments. We all learn from each other. So again, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.